This is Barbara with Cana Girl Speaks podcast. My voice, your voice. Good evening, everybody. This is Barbara with the Cana Girl Speaks podcast, and I always open up thanking you for supporting the Cana Girl Speaks podcast. If you're listening on Spotify, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for just clicking and viewing the podcast. I've gotten a lot of compliments on the podcast, especially my, the latest podcast that I've done. So I just say thank you for supporting the podcast. So on this evening, I wanted to bring on a boss lady, and we're actually in the month of March, and they have termed the month of March as Women's History Month, and so I wanted to bring her on so she could talk about her business because she's making history, and I look for her to be doing more big things in the future. And so without further ado, I want to introduce to you Mrs. Tamara Crawford Biley.
Hello, how's everybody doing today?
So thank you for coming on the Cana Girl Speaks podcast because I know you're busy. She does a lot of things. She's a hairdresser and she does makeup and all the good stuff. But I wanted to bring her on so she could talk about the business she started a few years ago.
Yes,
a few years ago.
2018.
2018. And so I'm gonna let her tell you about the business. But I've been paying attention to the business and it is growing. It is booming. And so why don't you tell them about your business?
And thank you for having me.
You're
And
welcome.
congratulations on your upcoming running for mayor.
Yeah.
So I just want to congratulate her also. She's always congratulating everybody else. Sometimes we need to congratulate you.
Thank you.
I know that's a big job, some big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
So, I just hope the best.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
In your upcoming. But thank you again for having me on. I know we've done one in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, she did one on my early years of podcasting.
Yes.
So that was when I was the baby podcaster. So yeah.
And just want to talk a little bit about talent model management. I have my shirt on today. We started the company back in 2018. And it's a model management company. We're not a agency. We're just a management company. And what made me create the company was a lot of parents would come to me and ask me to take photos of their young adults. And they were like, their self-esteem is low. Maybe it'll make them feel better if, they get in front of the camera. And when I would meet these young ladies, I would be like, wow, they're drop dead gorgeous, but it's not always what's on the outside. Sometimes it's what's on the inside. And we know that, this social media world is huge.
Yes.
And, everyone has a perception. Everyone sees things every day. And sometimes young people want to portray or be like other people that they see. We know it's a lot of bullying going on, a lot of, things with younger kids. And I mean from the ages from maybe 7 and up. So with that, we wanted to just start a model management company just to try to build self-esteem for the young adults and let them know that, you are special. You're more than what you just look like on the outside. So we don't just do modeling. We teach, etiquette. We teach them, how to communicate. We actually teach them how to talk in front of the camera. We teach them how to do interviews. If people are questioning them, we want them to be sociable in the world and not just sit behind a computer or, behind the camera and just type. We do a lot in the community. We do a lot of traveling. We take our kids around the world. We're headed to Paris in September.
To Paris. They're going to Paris.
2023.
That's a bucket list for a lot of people, but they're going to Paris.
That's been on our list for about a year. So we finally made it
That's
to
good.
this point. So,
That's good.
And we kind of try to plan ahead.
Yeah.
So, because we know a lot of things can get expensive.
Yeah.
And a lot of the parents that I deal with are single moms. So, just to have them, believe and trust in what we're doing. doing, and follow us in what we're doing and be a part of our team, because we have a team. And that's a big, huge accomplishment for us, being, especially coming from a small town.
Yeah. So I take it that you're a visionary. I take it that you're a
Yeah.
visionary because without vision, you wouldn't have this. And so so when you say you have the parents, that have bought into your vision.
Yes.
And so do you find them like, like so you're exposing them to, other, cities, you go into Paris, you're exposing their kids into doing other things. And so
Yes.
are they opening up their, their mindset that, hey, that, we can do this too?
And you know what? The biggest challenge is my parents. Because a lot of them sometimes are afraid to step out of their comfort zone. And I try to instill in them, you just have to trust the process,
Yes.
because we travel to different states. So we meet a lot of people from New York to Florida to New Orleans, Philadelphia. So we've been a lot of different places where we've met, we've networked. We still communicate with a lot of these people. Atlanta, I actually have models on my team all the way in Denver, Colorado. I have models in Atlanta. So we're now getting into the virtual world of building a team around the world. So it's not just where we're at, but people don't know that because they don't see that yet.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to put that out just quite yet. But I do have other members on my team from different states. So we do a lot of virtual training. We communicate with them a lot. I kind of teach and train them over on what we're doing on our side. The only thing I can't do with them is just physically work with them when we do our model training and when we do our photo shoots.
Yeah.
So I try to locate photographers in their area so they can work with them and just kind of, feed them what I'm feeding everyone here and giving out, the information, because it's not mine and I can't take it with me. So I don't mind. I will share with the world.
So it's all about networking.
If they allow
about
me
networking.
To. Yes.
And so you got a chance to take your team to New York.
Yes.
And they got a chance to walk the
New York Fashion Week.
Fashion Week.
And they're the ones that actually invited us to Paris. So that, and it's just the networking. They were very impressed with our young kids, with the professionalism of our young kids, how they acted, and how ready they were when they hit the runway.
So I got a chance to see them at a fashion show that we had in our community. I guess last year.
Strut the runway.
Strut the runway.
Downtown.
Yeah, downtown. And to see those young people strut the runway, they strutted the runway. I mean, they, like she said, they have so much confidence in what they do, and just to see, it just, you have to see it for yourself, just to see. Yes. What the empire she's building, because you're building an empire. That's what you're building. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the project. I'm excited. Where it's going to go.
And we have our upcoming show next weekend.
Yeah.
We still have tickets available, so you can go on Eventbrite and get you. We have a limited amount of tickets. I actually had to order extra chairs, because we've sold so many tickets. I think we're like over 130 tickets sold now.
Yeah, so if you want to see a group of young people, walk the runway and just see, what she has, her vision and what she's put together, I suggest you buy a ticket to this event, because it's going to be, I'm sure, sold out.
And you're actually our guest speaker.
Yeah, they have me as guest speaker.
So we want you to come in and just, feel free to say whatever you need to say to the crowd. Hopefully, we'll have a big enough crowd there to where they can, take in whatever it is that we need to share about the community and everything that's going on here, especially here in Corsicana.
Yeah. So where do you see talent model management in the next, let's say, 5 years?
I see it in a different area, mainly because when I came to that business meeting that you had a few months back, I did go ahead and change the talent model management part over to a nonprofit.
Okay.
So we are now nonprofit on that side. So we do have our Young Kids Fashion And then we have our talent model management. So I do see us growing and continuing to network. Our goal now is to try to get our kids more into some acting.
Yeah.
We're looking into commercials.
Okay.
Putting them into different casting calls for that. So we want to venture out because our kids have built a resume now to where, hey, if you click on a link tree, it's there.
Yeah.
We put it all in one area, so you don't have to go searching for anything, and it's proof in the pudding. We just actually purchased us a brand new van, so
Okay.
we travel around the world. That's one of the
good.
perks.
Yeah.
And we spend so much money just going from city to city. I'm like, you know what? Let me do something for the team,
Yeah.
because we do travel, and my family call it a little white bus, but I don't care. I'll ride around in my little white. I still have my vehicle,
Yeah.
but if I have to ride around
That's
in
your
my little
business
white bus,
yeah, that's your business bus.
we're gonna ride around in the business bus.
Yeah.
So, and I'm working on getting a logo so I can put it on the side.
That'd be good. That'd be awesome.
And we're actually traveling to Houston this weekend.
Okay.
We were in Austin last weekend. So when these casting calls come up, hey, a group of us to get in there, let's go.
Let's go.
It beats trying to go rent a vehicle.
Yeah, round up people. Yeah, I get it.
So I really just see us in a different area. As my kids get older, I know more opportunities will open up for them because they're still so young. I think my oldest is 10.
Yeah.
So once they reach the teenage years, that's when a lot of people will pay more attention as far as on the modeling side.
Yeah.
So, hopefully they'll be able to now go and sign with agencies because that's the main goal, is to get them to where they can go sign with agencies, which will create a lot of paid jobs in different areas. So we're just training them for that moment. So whenever it happens, then they'll be ready.
They'll be ready.
Yes.
So if anybody wants to reach out to you, let's say if they want to get some, kind of pick your brain about, hey, I want to start, a business. How can they reach out? How can they contact you?
My number is everywhere. On everything, on every page that I have.
And you don't mind sharing your knowledge? Because sometimes you got people that no, I don't want to.
It's never enough.
Yeah.
There's 100 McDonald's, so there should be 100 talent model managements out there also with your name on it, not my name on it. But it's not as hard. It's just the consistency.
Yeah, being consistent.
You have to, even in your slow months or when you feel like giving up, you got to get up, because I didn't gave up 100 times. I'll be honest. I've quit on myself, but sometimes I'll go hire myself back because being an entrepreneur, it's not for the weak.
It's not for the faint
at
heart.
all. You have to have some tough skin.
Yes, you do.
To get out here and do some of the things that we do. I just don't show it.
Yeah,
I don't.
And she doesn't
at all.
But she's,
My husband gets it all.
I hope you decide to write a book of it one day about your journey.
My book is halfway done. Oh, it's still sitting
halfway
on
done.
It could be
it could be number one.
Yeah, but I don't have time to juggle. Like, I try to get that in, and working on the show. Then I'm wearing too many hats.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I have delegated a few things that I've brought. Two of my moms over on my side.
Okay.
And they're now on my team to where
good.
I delegate things for them to do, because I kind of see that every time something comes up, they're right there.
Yeah,
they're ready to work. I'm like, hey, let's sit down, let's talk. I need you to be on the business side of things.
Good.
And
that's a way to train them too on the business side. And so that's another gift that you have to help, teach one, bring one, teach them, like that. And that's good. That's good.
Yes.
So you got the big show coming up next week.
Yes, we do.
And they're going to Paris. And so, what more? What else?
Well, they're writing their children's books.
Okay,
we're working on that.
Okay,
they've done their little music video. We've done that. They've been extras in their movie.
Yeah,
we've done that. So we're just anything that we can find for them to do. Oh, we also have a show March the 22nd. We're with the Children's Shop.
Okay,
so they've invited our models to model for them on the 22nd. I think it's out at the IOOF Center. So you guys might see them out there also.
Yeah. Well, Well, I want to say, I know you're busy, and I want to say thank you for coming on the Cana Girl Speaks podcast.
Thank you for
I've been
having
following her a long
me.
time, and I know that her journey is, it's just been, going from, this, and then all of a sudden she's on the top now. I mean, she's a true boss lady.
But we're still humble. We're going to
Yeah,
remain
yeah,
humble,
and yeah. I mean, because
And
you can reach out to, and that's the way it should be. Because sometimes you get people and they, you can't get to them. You got to get to the bodyguard. You got to get to the manager.
And I stay to myself a lot, so don't take it personal.
Yeah.
I'm more of an introvert.
Yeah.
I'll stay at home all day and not go anywhere. But I'm very reliable and reachable at any given time. If it's past 5:00, get me the next day.
Yeah.
Because my office hours, I don't do anything. I shut down completely.
And
Because
that's
sometimes
good.
you have to go in
You got to turn it off.
turn it all the way off so you can, get it back the next day, get it going. So
because you wear a lot of hats, and sometimes you have to have that time for yourself.
You do. I'm in the
really
bed 8 or 9 o'clock. I'm asleep. So I don't stay out. I don't stay up. I'm always gonna get my rest. So
okay. Well, I'm gonna say again, thank you for coming on the Cana Girl Speaks podcast. Nothing but success for you.
And
Nothing
same to you.
Thank
and,
you. Thank
we're
you.
rooting for you and all your endeavors. And
Thank you.
we'll be right there with you.
Thank you. And so, with that being said, thank you so much. Like I said at the beginning, for supporting the Cana Girl Speaks podcast. Y'all just continue to watch, continue to listen, and we'll see you soon. Good night.
Good night.
This is a Legacy Recording Studio production.